Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. England 1, Czech Republic 0. Before we talk about that and the connotations of that and the player ratings for that, I just want to say Scooby-Doo, Scooby out. And that's just the way it is. You know, you've always got your 0-0 at Wembley. Dreams, you know, that DVD will be out for Christmas in all good Scottish Tesco's if you have that. And, you know, you can sit and watch it back all over Christmas and New Year. That 0-0 highlights at Wembley. And what a highlight it is. The highlight of Scottish football this year. But look, to be fair, well done to Scotland for getting to the tournament. I'm not taking a piss. Well done for getting to the tournament. And you're out. England will probably be following you very soon. Look, humble pie. No, I'm not. I'm English. You know, I thought the way Scotland took the piss out of us on Friday, quite rightly, what goes around comes around. And to be honest, it'll be a shit sandwich because we'll be out in a week's time, I think. But look, what did I think about England today? Very similar to the Croatia game. I think some England fans will be singing "It's Coming Home" and getting very excited. There were some positives. There were some real positives. I thought Maguire 90 minutes made a real difference. You know, I thought Mings was a bit unlucky because he'd played quite well. But there's a huge difference between Tyrone Mings and Harry Maguire. It's like the difference between a ham sandwich and a steak sandwich. You know, Harry Maguire is just a better centre back, and you know Luke Shaw was fantastic at left back. That chemistry they've got worked really well. I thought Declan Rice had a good first half because second half people say Declan Rice is crap. The CDM role is the silent assassin role. You know, it's an underappreciated role. We lost the midfield in the second half. We couldn't get our foot on the ball, and I thought Phillips was crap again for the second game in a row. So I think we did miss Rice in the second half, and I'm not convinced about Henderson's fitness. I thought Grealish was fantastic. I thought Sterling did well. I thought Saka was fantastic, and I thought Harry Kane was poor again. Walker average. Stones was okay. Pickford good when he was called upon. So, but generally, I thought the performance was poor. I think, but not because the players were poor, but because it seems to me that Southgate's tactics are basically side-to-side football around the defence and then hits a long ball. We've got people like Raheem Sterling, Saka, Jack Grealish, who, if you get the ball to them in the final third, they can be patient and they can make things happen. We never get the ball. And yet, where is England's strength? England's strength is Raheem Sterling, Saka, Sancho, Foden, Grealish, Mount. Those 6 players are probably 6 of our most dangerous players. Where do they come alive? In that final third, and we bypassed them. You got Harry Kane dropping to CDM in the first half. Like, the way we play football is just totally not. I mean, Grealish second half barely touched it, and then he took him off after 67 minutes. Now, did he take him off to rest him for next Tuesday, or did he take him off so that we go, oh, he was quiet in the second half, so he doesn't pick him next Tuesday? I tell you what, I'm not in a bad mood. I'm in a good mood because next Tuesday, we are going to play a very good team. We are going to play France, Germany, possibly Portugal, who will finish second in that group tomorrow night. We're playing a really hard game. There is nowhere to hide. And if we get knocked out, I'm sorry, my feeling about this tournament, if we get knocked out by a better team next week, will be we weren't very good in the group stage. We beat Croatia 1-0, we beat Czech Republic 1-0, and we drew with Scotland. None of these performances have shown momentum or chemistry or good tactics. If we get knocked out next week, Southgate should get the sack. There's not enough evidence to stick with a manager who doesn't know how to use our attacking players. But if we win next week, then maybe that can be the catalyst to something great. But, you know, it's in the hands of Southgate, isn't it? It's up to him. Is he going to play on the front foot? Is he going to play a more expansive game? Or is he going to sit back and bore the shit out of everybody, which is what he's basically done for 3 games. So, look, I'm very happy that England won. I want England to win next Tuesday, but I'm over the moon that we're playing a really good team because ultimately I'm going into that game and I'm thinking it's going to be very hard. I'm not going to say we can't win because we have got the players to do it, but I think the way France play, the way Germany play, they will overwhelm us if we play like that. I mean, I don't think you can start Calvin Phillips in a game like that. I think he's been pretty poor in the last 2 games. I worry about Harry Kane and I worry about the tactics. But, you know, it's there. You know, if we lose, he's got to go. If he wins, he keeps his job. Now, whether the FA will interpret it that, I don't know. But look, ultimately, we're not playing good football. And if the media and the ex-players that like him want to come out and say a very professional job from Gareth, look, that's up to you. That's up to you what you think. But that, to me, is you know, for the last 20 years in international football, in tournaments, that's been England. I watch Premier League football. I see people like Foden and Mount and Grealish and most of the players on that pitch, even Phillips, playing good football. Phillips can play good football under Bielsa. And all our players can play really good football. But you put them together under this manager or any other England manager and it becomes this, the reality is we haven't got good enough coaches at England. Whether it's the manager or not, we haven't got good enough coaches. All these lads can play football, but they don't do it for England because the coaching's shit. But people say, international football, it's hard because players aren't together as much. Look at Italy, look at Germany, look at France when they're on it. These teams play good football. They only meet up, 2 or 3 times a year. For any period of time. Player ratings then. Pickford, I'd give him a 6, average. Kyle Walker, probably a 6, maybe a bit lower, but I'll be generous, 6. John Stones, 6.5. 6.5, yeah, he was a bit better than average at Stones. Harry Maguire, a 7. Really good performance from Maguire. A lovely pass to Kane as well. Kane should have scored that. Luke Shaw, probably give him a 7.5. I think he was arguably man of the match again. Luke Shaw played really well. Declan Rice, I'd give him a 6.5. I thought, or maybe a 6, but we missed him when he went off. Phillips, a 5. I thought he was below average again. Saka, for a young lad to be thrown into a game like that, I think you've got to give him a 7.5. Jack Grealish, 7.5. I thought he played really well, even though second half we couldn't get him the ball. I think when he got the ball, he never gave the ball away. He wins free kicks. He got the assist. 7.5 for him. I'd probably give Sterling a 7. Scored the goal, played well, but I wouldn't put him into the category of a Grealish, a Saka and a Shaw, but I'd definitely give him a better than average 7. And Harry Kane for me is a 5 again. So the big disappointments for me are Calvin Phillips and Harry Kane today. Man of the match, because he was thrown into the game, I'd probably give it Saka, but I think you can make a case for Saka, Grealish and Shaw. I thought all 3 of them were really, really good, especially first half. I mean, second half, it became a bit of an exhibition, really. But what worries me about England is we've got no momentum and no chemistry going into this game. We've really got to turn on and find a performance against France or Germany or Portugal, which we haven't seen this tournament. So I'm not holding out much hope. I'm massively excited about it, but, what's he going to do? The next week is going to be, and we've got a week off as well. The next week is all about what team he's going to pick. And as an early thing, and get your comments in below, as an early thing, my team would be Pickford. Obviously he's going to pick Walker, Stones, Maguire, Shaw. It would be Rice and Bellingham. I still think Bellingham should be playing. I don't think Henderson's fit and Phillips not good enough, but obviously he'll go with Phillips. And then I would put he's going to pick Sterling, he's got to pick Grealish, and I would play Mount. And then I would put, you're going to have to pick Harry Kane, aren't you? But yeah, Grealish has got to start. And Mount has got to start if he can. And if Mount can't start, he's got to pick Foden. It's that's what he's got to do. I think that's the way he's got to go with it. But we'll see what happens. But look, all in all, good result. But again, very similar to Croatia. And I've got to be consistent that I didn't think the Croatia performance was good. And I don't think it was good tonight. But at least we got the result and we did finish top of the group and we didn't bottle that. Thanks everyone for watching. 2 massive games tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe. We might see Spain and Portugal. I think we're going to see Portugal out tomorrow, but massive game with them and France. And smash a like and get your comments in below. Who was your player? Who was your man of the match? What did you think about the performance? And what team would you pick next week? Speak to you all in a bit. Thanks for watching.